Over the weekend, I finished the first season of Netflix's live-action Resident Evil series, and I've come to this conclusion. It's 70% brilliant. With some tweaks, this could have been a major hit for the struggling platform.
Vaughan Job Vlog.
But before we get started, I want to give a quick mention to my friends over at Caldera Lab. The clean slate, the base layer, the good, the deep. Their whole routine will have you rolling back the clock. Use my promo code FRY15 and save 15% at checkout. Netflix's take on Resident Evil is something I can point to as an example of why I despise trailer reactions. In this case, simply showing the first photo of the cast was met with scorn. Everyone was expecting woke agenda pushing. I mean, you made Albert Wesker black. Come on, man. As a rule, I'm not up for the race swapping of characters. It opens the door to a lot of double standards. However, consider that if there was a white actor playing Wesker, he wouldn't look or behave exactly as depicted in the games, and there would be complaints anyway. In fact, the reveal for why our Wesker behaves the way he does is acceptable, and we do get to see Wesker performed in a familiar fashion that honors the games. People are upset because with the title Resident Evil, they didn't see anything here that looked like Resident Evil, and that's true. The title sets the show up for failure because we're expecting a retelling of the Resident Evil games, when in fact we're getting a continuation that does a better than expected job of running with the game canon. I respect that. Taking place away from the games gives the show some freedom. We don't have a ton of untouchable game characters and scenarios to anticipate. And as for agendas, consider that our vegan animal rights hero is the catalyst for a zombie outbreak. We also have a blatantly evil Latina lesbian running Umbrella. It's not as simple as white man and his outdated ways are bad. Though granted, there sure are a lot of whipped men serving as emotional support for Jade Wesker. At the same time, our protagonist is flawed. Her arc is one of maturing. She's a bitch as a teen, but grows out of it. And it's not like she adopts Mary Sue God mode like Alice from the movies. As I was watching the first episode, I really did believe I was watching the worst thing ever. But by the end of the season, I was largely buying in, despite a lot of issues. The season is overflowing with content to digest. The amount of plot covered is more akin to 2 or even 3 seasons worth of material. However, a race-baiting hack such as Heels vs. Babyface will tell you with each episode recap that nothing happens. This talentless loser is simply reinforcing his audience's clique. Splitting the narrative with jumps between timelines maintains excitement. It's done as a cheap trick, which I feel undercuts what could have been some compelling revelations.
I know what you're thinking. I look good.
We're getting the reveal before there's any suspense, because apparently we need to have zombies jump on the scene pronto. Going in, you think the series will be aimed at either expanding the franchise's base or, dare I say, pleasing fans. In truth, it's some if not both. This series shrewdly acknowledges game events, but at the same time courts a teenage female audience. You may just have to accept that this show wasn't made for you. It's Resident Evil Riverdale, and if it had a title that better conveyed that vibe while adhering to the timeline where these girls are new in town, could have had a compelling freshman season. I could see it unfolding like The Faculty, with Jade and Billy uncovering what adults in town are hiding. Or imagine One Tree Hill, but one of the kids is slowly turning into a zombie. I don't know how many teenage girls have been playing Resident Evil games, but this is clearly a show aimed at teenage girls. Angsty teen drama abound, Billy's bite transformation, let your period analogies flow. Unhinged moody teen, being unreasonable. Hell, you even got episodes capping off with Billie Eilish and Mazzy Star. The production values are generally impressive. Lots of sets constructed, actually shooting on location. outdoors, and CGI that is better than I've seen in recent MCU outings. Aside from the jarring timeline jumps, I could have done with less cursing, and the infected behaving more like the shambling corpses we're used to. But overall, I was quite surprised and impressed by the season we got. And if you're a fan of the games who is sick of a terrible retelling of the Spencer Mansion and Raccoon City outbreak, I think you just might be pleased as well.
If you appreciate a YouTube channel that doesn't just pad out content to get to the 8-minute mark so that it can hammer you with ad breaks, then you should subscribe to my son's channel. You just got done watching it.